I know you made it better than that.
I died.
No,
I wanted to play it like I died. I was gonna do. I should have made like a whole thing, like I talked about last week. In the arms of an angel.
It would have been a lot better if it wouldn't have flashed our faces up at the very beginning.
We had
that
technical
too.
things just happen where
What's
after the
happened?
intro, that normally goes right into the song, and then it
Yeah.
says. But then this time it says does not play video.
That's interesting. All right. So, anyway, my name's Brendon. That is Mike. As you can tell, he is alive. He made it through his surgery, I think, or he just kicked the bucket right now. So, anyway, I'm going to start with the important part, which is what are we drinking? And tonight I have from the Braxton Block Party is the rocks glass. I've got Four Roses single barrel going into the Braxton.
This is the most unprofessional show on the planet.
What's that?
I'm kidding.
I was doing good.
I'm talking about me. What do you got? Four Roses.
I was holding it up. I was doing fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I don't know. Got some Four Roses single barrel going into a Braxton Block Party Dark Charge glass.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be my first drink for the evening.
Ooh. So
what are you drinking on, or what are you allowed to drink on? Tell me, like, what is...
I am still in recovery from surgery.
Okay.
I had surgery on Thursday. For those that didn't hear about that, I went and had a hernia repaired and my stomach right on top of my belly button.
We're
still in recovery for technically about another week. I shouldn't really drink. Well, but... So I brought this to the party. I figured what better way, and this was actually left at my house by a good friend of ours, what better way to celebrate and do the show tonight than a Corona non-alcoholic beer?
Non-alcoholic Corona.
Non-alcoholic
Nice.
Corona. Let's see what's going on.
I'm curious how that goes.
Glass. Our friend Marty actually left this here.
Using that luchador opener.
Right, that's fitting.
Yeah.
That is what we're drinking on tonight. Corona non-alcoholic. No glass, anything like that. Just going straight for it.
See how close it comes.
Yo!
Smells like a normal Corona.
Smells like a regular Corona to me.
If Corona's gonna make a non-alcoholic, I'm gonna imagine it tastes pretty close to Corona. Like,
that's good.
It's been a while since they recently have ventured into that area, because I don't remember that being a thing recently. Do you?
Not non-alcoholic Corona. I mean, there's always been like O'Doul's. O'Doul's has been around for about as long as I've known about alcohol.
So this is definitely alcoholic.
Oh yeah, that's definitely good.
Unless it's apple juice. But yeah, cheers, buddy. So yeah, I'm glad to hear surgery went well.
It went well. It was the weirdest process ever. First surgery I've ever had since I was a kid, and I had my tonsils out. So first time I've ever had surgery done. So I get there at like 11:30 in the morning. After 11:30, I'm probably waiting around for about 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours. You know, they take me up to the room, get naked, put on the little thing with the bib that ties in the back. They make those a lot better now than you see them in like movies and TV shows. When you see them in movies and TV shows,
where they got the ass hanging out.
Yeah, like you expect your whole deal's gonna be out and everything. No, now they have like little flaps that go over in the back and then tie and lock into place, and like you're great. You're perfect.
Oh, nice.
And because they button on the sides all the way down, so I guess when they need, they just lay you down and they just unbutton, and do what they need to do. So yeah, that was this. I went in a little bit nervous. The nurse probably hated me, dude.
Were you asking a lot of questions, or what?
I was nervous about who was going to see me naked.
Okay.
I actually asked her at one point. I was like, so let me ask you something. Let me ask you. Am I going to be naked in there? And my wife, Kelly, immediately puts her head in her hands. It's just, oh God. And she goes, what do you mean? I was like, when I'm in surgery, am I like naked? Like, well, yeah, they're going to take your clothes off, but then they're going to cover you in your stuff and in your stuff. Like they're going to cover you. And she points out where they're going to cover. Apparently, they put a towel over the bottom and a towel, like, or something. They put a thing from here up to where they can't see you. So it's not like they're operating on a human for them. It's just they look down and it's just like a piece of meat that they're operating on. It's not like they don't see Bob.
Right.
But then,
no, of course they don't see Bob. Bob's.
And I just and then like I'm explaining. I was like, yeah, I know, I'm a little nervous about the idea of like being in there. Because she goes, just tell him it's cold. without
Wow.
missing a beat. She just says you can just tell him it was cold. Okay. Well, you know exactly what I'm worried about there, ma'am. Thank you very much.
That's
So
funny.
then I get in there, I'm laying in the bed, I'm watching. I end up watching King of the Hill. That was the thing that was you get the little TV that's with a little
Yep.
remote that's attached to the bed, and you go in and King of the Hill. So I figured why not? And then
Love some King of the Hill.
the anesthesiologist comes in. He's the most serious person of the bunch. He's the most serious guy. He's just like, hello. I'm your anesthesiologist. We're going to use blah, 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 blah. We're going to use all this stuff. We're going to put you down. I'm going to wake up and you'll be good. Okay, you were the part I was worried about. Now that I know that you're this serious, I am not concerned at all, sir.
Yeah.
Not
Nice.
worried at all. And then I got to meet Ed. Ed came in and shaved me. Ed was Ed.
Uh-huh.
I think it was Ed. But then someone came in and they shaved my belly. They took the little clippers and they did the whole deal.
Yeah.
Because that's where they went in. So did that. And then kind of just after that, it was all a blur. They came in, they gave me like, I'm guessing the anesthetic. They gave me something, and then I went into one room. I remember laying down, like they put you in the little thing, the kind of little table, and I could feel your arms go like this, and you feel your arms get strapped in, and then kind of just go, and then asleep,
Yeah.
and then wake up.
I've only ever had that happen with wisdom teeth.
Yeah.
As I was a little bit older in my teen years, but
Mhm.
I don't remember too much of the waking up process. I know I got a hold of a phone and got a hold of way too many people that I shouldn't have, and
See,
things
I didn't
like
even bring my
that.
phone to the hospital. I turned it
Yeah.
off and left it at home. My wife was with me. My wife had everything. I didn't
Yeah.
want to take my phone and start like doing silly shit. From what I was told, I woke up and started singing Kendrick Lamar.
Fantastic.
I woke up and started saying bing bop boom 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 bop bow and all the different things from his songs, yelling mustard and all of these different things.
Right.
And next thing you know, they take you up, they clean you up, put your clothes back on, put you in the car, and you're gone. I was probably home by about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Nice.
Felt terrible the next day. I had to wear a binder for a few days, like a little girdle that kind of keeps everything in place and keeps everything put together. But then my stitches are all on the inside. Apparently, they want to do like a robot. Like a lot of people do like a laparoscope, like a robot that like cuts you in 3 spots and they go in, and that's how they do it.
Uh-huh.
My doctor was old school, from what I understand. She was great. Everybody said that she was awesome. She was like, no, I'm just going to cut you open, fix you that way, and sew you back up. But they do the stitches inside. So like I'm not going to have like a crazy gnarly scar or anything like that. So
Well, that's good.
that's pretty cool. But that's my surgery story. So if you need surgery, go get surgery. I did get told it took a half hour longer than it was supposed to. Apparently I waited too long to get it fixed. If you need to get a hernia fixed, go now. Apparently mine was getting close to like, well, we can't push it back in. It's not good. So I'm glad I went when I did.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And there were no other weird requests or anything like that, or they pretty much like
No.
tell you anything you didn't expect? Like, okay, here's the rules. We're gonna need you to. Well, I mean, are there any things you can't do, or that are like you can't sleep on your stomach? You can't.
You don't want to do that anyway. Like honestly, the
Yeah.
way you feel weird on your. I'm a side sleeper.
Yeah.
So like I tried. I was like, can I lay on my side? Nope. As soon as I laid on my side while healing,
Yeah.
no good. So
Gotcha.
for a while, I have to sleep on my back, which I normally don't do, which is very difficult. From what I've been told, I snore more when I sleep on my back. So
I got used to sleeping on my back, and I actually kind of enjoy it, and I fall asleep quicker now. And it started when I got my hammock that I take out in the woods with me, because in the hammock you're pretty much on your back, and I got used to sleeping just comfortably, almost. My legs are crossed, almost like we just saw you when we started the show. Like, just let me be in my little spot. Let me be in my sarcophagus.
Let me be in
and
my
I'll
coffin.
be okay.
Let me be in my coffin.
Right.
All in all, I mean, I wouldn't say like I recommend going and getting surgery done, but like it was all in all a pleasant experience. It wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, you made it back.
Mm-hmm.
You're drinking some non-alcoholic stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably going to hit you really good on next week's show when you like do a real shot or something.
Yeah, I
like
can't
that.
imagine
I
what
don't know.
happens like after the amount of time I'm going to spend not drinking. Like
Yeah.
that first real like I go get a beer.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That first shot of whiskey back
Now
on
we
the
gotta
horse.
just. What can we get you that'll be absolutely
Mm.
terrible to drink?
I have been noticing lately, though. I've been doing a lot more trips. It used to be when the wife and I would go out of town. We'd go somewhere. We'd get a drink, go to a brewery, check out a bunch of bars, like check out the party scene and all that. That would be the point of the trip. We did a trip like a couple weeks ago where we went to Columbus. I was waiting for you to do it. We went to Columbus.
So good.
We went to get Wario's, the sandwich place.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. Oh yeah, well, you showed us on the
But they were sold
show.
out. By the time we went to go get them,
Oh, the bread.
They sold out. When they run out of bread, they sell out. So they were
Gotcha.
sold out by 3:30 in the afternoon. This place, 2 locations. They have 2 different restaurants.
I had that happen to me once at a Popeyes. I pulled up at a. I was furious.
How do you run out of chicken at Popeyes?
No, they didn't run out of chicken. Here's what happened. I wanted the classic spicy chicken sandwich. This is about when they first came out, and they were still really good, and you didn't realize that there's other places that make them better. I think KFC makes a better one.
Better spicy chicken?
Spicy chicken sandwich, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so I pull up, and the first thing out of the girl's mouth,
Yeah.
we don't have sandwiches. And I went, you don't have buns. And then I just drove away. Because, I mean, that's had to be what she meant.
Yeah, like you could make a sandwich with
I was bitter. I was pissed. I was like, you don't have buns. And then I just drove. I don't know. I found it to be hilarious later.
He corrected the statement. He's like, no, you don't have sandwiches. You don't have buns. Bitch.
Yeah, right?
Bam.
Got buns, hun. Or
Don't
something like that.
None
Unless you got buns, hun.
Man, I keep looking up during the commercials of this USA Canada.
Yeah, where's my
and
update
not
on the
seeing
score?
I couldn't tell you the score because every single time I've looked up, it's been a goddamn commercial. I'm watching
Couldn't
on Disney Plus. I think it is, or for ESPN Plus. I'm like, it is.
That's something I'm thinking about getting is Disney Plus because
there's a combo. I don't know what it's through, but you can get a combo that's like Disney, ESPN Plus, and Hulu all together.
I know. I already have Hulu. I need to do a Disney just because there's a series or 2 that I need to watch. I would like to watch Skeleton Crew, and I would like to watch Ahsoka.
Okay.
Some of the other things I really don't care about, but those I think I would care about. The Skeleton Crew is the one that is supposedly what if an 80s buddy Goonies Stand By Me was made in the Star Wars universe with kids, and so I'm very curious about that one.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. Were you telling me?
No, that was for myself.
Okay, that was just you holding it in.
No, that's pushing him back in when it almost falls.
No, I'm with you. Okay.
Watch Loki. I've seen all of Loki. My daughter is obsessed with Loki. She is obsessed with that character. I've heard that name way too much. I've seen that content way too much.
I haven't really watched Loki. Oh, there.
Great. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
That's why I saw it. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. But like, there's a lot of that stuff in my house right now.
A lot of Loki.
A lot of the yes.
What's his name? Huddleston?
No, Tom Hiddleston.
Hiddleston. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of an actor. I need to watch more of actual Loki, but I need to get Disney Plus. I need to look into it, and so. Yeah,
it's great.
But I got to watch Ahsoka. I'm getting my Star Wars fix by playing a little bit of Jedi Survivor again. I started that up today on the stream. If you're curious what the first hour or so or hour and a half of that game looks like, you can check it out right now on our page. If you're curious about me getting pissed off at a few points, you can check that out.
I watched a little bit, and it was something.
It's a hell of a game.
Yeah,
it's very cool. It's beautiful. The it just looks great. It's funny when I first went to download it, I went, oh, it's 50 gig. That's not too bad. It said, this is the Xbox One version. Would you like to download the Xbox X version at 137 gig?
There you go.
Shit. Yeah, I guess so. But man, it's 137 gig worth of beauty. It's one of those games. It's going to be one of those 100 gig games. My Hitman, my Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, NBA. Those are just, I expect that I'm going to have about 100 gig worth of space for each of those.
I've not been downloading too many new games lately. I've mainly been playing a lot of games that kind of popping them back in. I fell so deep in the magic hole that when I pull a video game out now, I'm like, oh, let me pull out something I love. I pull out like the Nintendo Switch, and I've been getting the old school controller out, the original NES controller.
Oh yeah,
jamming NES games. Do you remember?
Do you
remember
have
Star Tropics?
you have the add-on or not the add-on you have
I
the
do.
regular Nintendo NES
Yeah,
controller for
I
it?
bought the two
It's
pack.
very cool.
I bought the
Very,
two pack. It's the one you have to buy through like you have to buy it through the online service and have them send it
okay,
to
yeah.
you.
Yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
it's like the official one.
Yeah.
But it runs so great. You clip it right on, it connects, lasts forever because like it's such a simple mechanic.
Oh,
That full
right.
charge just lasts forever for that thing. And when you get to play a real an old school Nintendo game with that, I think
Oh,
it
the nostalgia
enhances the
factor.
experience so much. Playing Star Tropics with that, oh,
Star Tropics. I know the name.
it's like a top down, like imagine Legend of Zelda, but
Yep.
it's like on an island, and it's a lot more jumpy. Like there's like platforming like things to it, like jumping around on the map. But it's that top down Zelda look, and your character has like a yo yo. That's like the main combat weapon.
A yo-yo.
Mm-hmm. I played Star Tropics. Not a lot of people probably ever played Crystalis, Nintendo game. It's another like fantasy sword, like, but it's set in like the future and it's kind of technological.
Yeah.
But it's an old school NES game. I had it as a kid, and now it's on NES Online, which makes me so happy because I can play it anytime I want.
Did they recently add that?
It's been there for a while. No,
Gotcha.
you go in and see it right now, Crystalis or Crystalis. Never heard it. I've never heard it pronounced, but I had it as a kid. I was one of those kids where I never got the Nintendo game. I was like, hey mom, can I have the newest, hottest game? I would get like 2 or 3 Nintendo games, but my mom would go find the ones, and I loved it because I got great games this way. But she'd be like, here, I found these. They were recommended. She'd go find the ones, at a sale somewhere, so she could get me like a few.
Yeah.
And like I would have like Maniac Mansion and like
more for the money.
Silent Service and like the Top Gun game, and I had the Goonies game. But like I didn't have like I had to wait to get like Mario 3 and stuff like that, like when it first came out. But like, man, those original Nintendo games.
Next week you'll probably get Mario 64 soon.
Yeah, next week I'll get Mario 64. A package will show up from Florida. I'll be like, what's in here?
Fuck yeah, buddy! Oh, Super Mario World.
I mean, Super Mario World is great. Mario 64, any of those old retro games, I can always get super.
Mario 2 showed that somebody was doing a lot of drugs at the time. Mario 2,
from what I understand, it was supposed to be a different game. This isn't a video game experts podcast, so this is all just I think I remember from the internet.
Yeah,
I think it was originally supposed to be a different game, and they like made it a Mario game.
Gotcha.
So I think that kind of explains why it was the weird, like you said, fever dream that it was.
Well, you know what game I'm waiting on?
We've been talking a lot about this game.
WWE 2K25.
2K25.
That was actual American Sign Language.
That was it.
No,
so
it really
2K25 looks incredible. This is the first time in a really long time where even I can say, and I don't usually care. I usually wait till it comes out free on whatever service. I'm like,
yeah,
this one actually looks really cool.
Yeah. This it's gonna be good. They had the big roster reveal this week. Over 300 playable characters, some non-playable managers, a lot of legends. Doesn't matter what era you watch WWE, and there's probably someone on there that you know.
The roster is huge, and I mean, according to this article, it's a 300 plus with current superstars, legends, and Hall of Famers.
Yes.
Let me pull this up.
There's a few. I mean, you have that crossover where you have some people that. There you go. Look at Alpha the manager.
Alpha manager, AJ Styles. You got a lot of great names in here. You got your Andre.
Alundra Blaze, that's a new one. Andrade is new back to the game.
They've used Alundra a lot in like, hey, sit ringside.
Yeah.
We'll just zoom the camera in on you and just be like, here's a legend. Like she's done a lot of those lately.
Right. Armando Estrada.
Austin Theory. Man, you could tell The Rock's in charge of the company now.
Well, this is
Let's
definitely the
see.
bloodline game.
Good for that, because it does need to be celebrated. Bailey. I like how he's just Berto now.
Yeah, right. No more Umberto.
Let's see.
It was Umberto Carrillo. Then it was Umberto. Now he's just
What a
Berto.
great addition.
Pretty soon it'll be Bert.
You got Bobby the Brain Heenan. Brother Love is hilarious here. Bruno Sammartino. I mean, this roster is huge. We're only in the C's and D's.
Yeah, right. It's massive. It's massive.
You got this. I mean, the amount of NXT names is great to see as well.
There's some good ones. Charlie Dempsey. That's Regal's son.
Yeah, you got Regal's kid. You got
Regal's kid.
So I guess you got. So these guys are all part of a DLC, right?
Yeah, I guess for their persona.
For a pre-order.
Yeah, the pre-order. You get the personas of.
So I guess is this the weird this is the
I guess that's the normal guy? Quiet Dexter Lumis. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Well, I guess they're both creepy guys, but this is the the one that would crawl on his knuckles like he used to across the ring.
Yep.
So you got Diesel. They got
Eddie Thorpe down there. That's a pretty new name in NXT.
You think this is the Matt Bourne doink?
That one might be. I don't know. It'll be interesting to. Is it the all playful music, or is it the fun music that then goes dark and then happy and dark and then?
To see.
Yeah, because that was always interesting.
This guy's been really cool to watch. He's from New Japan, right?
I don't know. He's Native American background. He came in with a Native American background, and he's like, what if Tatanka was a DJ? It's 100%.
I do think he was.
It's 100% what he is, because he did do a lot of DJ stuff.
Although, do you notice he's not marked as a manager?
Bischoff.
You're just gonna be able to fight with Eric Bischoff?
Yeah. Bischoff has that Taekwondo background. You don't want to mess with that.
Yeah.
Eve Torres, Fallon Henley, Head Shrinkers.
Oh, I love me some George the Animal Steel. I love some headbangers. The headbangers, Mosh and Thrasher.
I love some headbangers.
Headbangers.
The Islanders. I love the idea of Islander Haku and Islander Tama, the Tonga Kid. I mean, that's fantastic.
Tonk, good old honky tonk. I do. It is going to be fun to. That one's not great. That's not even a great picture of him. That's a really bad. But I'm glad they at least. I still maintain he was the better one. Let's see. Here's the first dude I'm using.
Jacob Fatu.
First guy I'm using.
What do you think about that stat? 87. It seems like a fair first time in the game stat. You can't.
Yeah.
It gives you room to grow, and you're kind of a badass. Like, what's Ilya Dragunov? He's got to be low. He was right above you there. Low 80s probably. Or do they have his number?
They don't have his number. Why some of them not have numbers?
Some of them don't have numbers. They're not showing the stats yet. EO Sky 89. I guess for women that's not bad, but she's higher than Jacob Fatu.
I mean, for
Jada Parker,
she deserves that. Jada Parker,
Javon Evans,
Cara Jackson. JC Jane's been around for a while and done cool shit.
Yeah, she's been in a few different versions of the same faction. Now they've got Fatal Influence, they're called, and it's Fallon Henley, JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix.
Let's go, Lexus King. Yeah, baby. Good to see him getting there.
Tatum Paxley, I'm happy to see, another NXT name. Lola Vice, another NXT name. I will say that there are a few omissions.
What? So hold on, she just gets last year's version too?
I will explain that in a second for you. There's a reason there's that Lyra 24 on there.
All right, what would that be?
Well, if you want me to go ahead and tell you. So, on the game, they're going to have the showcase mode.
Right.
The showcase mode is going to feature some different matches, and there's some cool ones, but there's a few different things. It's either going to be that you can recreate, relive, or where is it at again? Hang on, I just had it here. And now it's going there it is. The Bloodline Showcase reveal is the best one yet. Yeah, you can relive matches. Bear with me. Here it comes. Well, I had a picture of it. Now I don't know why. Oh, there it is. So you can relive these matches: Yokozuna versus Hulk Hogan, King of the Ring.
Okay.
Rocky Maivia versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Raw, February 13th. Nia Jax versus Lyra Valkyria, King and Queen of the Ring tournament final. So that's going to be Lyra Valkyria's Queen of the Ring final. So these are also, you can relive the Usos and the New Day Hell in the Cell 2017. God, that was a hell of a match.
Dude, we're getting Sandman?
Yeah.
Is there an ECW match in there or something?
Well, Sandman made it in last year too. Solo Sikoa and Carmelo Hayes from NXT. And then there'll be Change History. These are the matches you can change history. The Head Shrinkers and the Steiner Brothers.
Ooh, that'll be good.
Rikishi and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Umaga and John Cena. The Women's Money in the Bank match. Naomi versus Bayley. And Roman versus Seth. And now these are the four that really appeal to me because they're just creating a fantasy matchup. And here's the fantasy matchups. High Chief Peter Maivia versus George the Animal Steel.
Nice.
The Wild Samoans versus the Dudley Boys. The OG Bloodline versus the new Bloodline in War Games. The match we should have gotten.
Okay.
And the Islanders versus the Street Profits.
There you go. So
that's why you kind of got some older personas for some. Now, there's a few people. I mean, there's going to, of course, be 5 DLC packs. So you got to think. There's always like a Legends pack of some legends. Like last year's was Muda and Mr. Perfect and
I
Lex
love
Luger.
that Muda's in these games now.
Yeah, that's fantastic. He does the mist and everything. Let's see. I am going to actually you finished your drink. I was about to pop another one, but I was going to talk about the other omissions, and you know that I'm going to be mad about them, but not mad about them, but I'm
so before you talk about the omissions, though, I do want to point out, because you talked about downloads, and I'm looking. Have you noticed how they've proliferated the amount of pre-orders that exist? So check this out. I'm looking at this right now. There is the 2K25 pre-order bonus. So you have to pre-order it to get the whole Wyatt 6 thing. You get Uncle Howdy, Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, and Dexter Lumis.
Yeah.
But there's also a 2K25 Dead Man edition.
Yep.
You have to buy that to get Brother Love, Undertaker 90, and then the Undertaker Elite. They do these Elite versions where they look like action figures.
Apparently, yeah. I don't really care.
If you have to buy the Bloodline edition to get the Nation of Domination Rock, Jey Uso Elite, the action figure version, and a Roman Reigns action figure version.
See, I'm not really that worried about that. I like the Wyatt 6 as a part of the pre-order. Yeah, and the price range that they vary between.
Oh, hold on. They've also announced the DLC packs and their release dates. Okay, no, just the ones we already know about. And then they've said that there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more.
There'll be 5 DLC packs. And I'm hoping some of the names I would hope to see. Penta would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they're going to have to do 1 or 2 of them just to update people who get big.
I'm trying to figure out who didn't make it in. The 2 guys, I mean, you got Charlie Dempsey in there. You could put the rest of his faction in there, which is the No Quarter Catch crew. That's who's taking on the Hardys here in Cincinnati Monday.
That's going to be a great match.
You could also, I mean, you've got room with Stephanie Vekor, Julia.
You crack another one of these Corona non-alcoholics.
Stephanie Vekor, Julia, Jordan Grace, and Zarya. You got 4 women there you could add all as one pack.
I think they're waiting on a few of those women to see how they package them. I mean, some of those women, they might change their names, especially Julia. Like, that might not exist in main roster.
I don't know.
I'm surprised they changed Ricky Starks. I'm very surprised.
I had a feeling after a week of not
I'm not
talking
mad
about it.
about
But
it.
wait, you opened your second. Let me open my second.
I'm not mad about him being Ricky Saints. I think it's a good name. This became a wrestling show, this episode.
This episode definitely did. But we're gonna pop a beer, and
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna pop one
Hmm.
from a local brewery with a number in the name.
West, ooh, 50 West. No.
Very good.
Yes.
Stick with your gut.
Ooh.
50
Main
West
Street
Main Street Amber.
Amber. Nice.
And we're going to be putting that into a Country Boy pint. So what have you been watching? What have you been recovering on? What have you been
1-1, by the way. Canada, USA.
1-1 Canada USA? What period are we in?
We are in 14-13 left in the second. 14 shots Canada, 10 shots USA.
Gotcha.
But recovery was interesting, you know. I watched a lot of YouTube. I watched a ton of like how to make better magic decks, but also we had another weekly movie night where it was my week to
Okay.
pick a movie for me and the wife. I introduced her to Terminator 2.
Oh, good deal.
And I want to read her review
Okay.
of Terminator 2.
This is someone who's never seen Terminator 2.
This is her first time watching the movie. Now, I explained Terminator 1 by giving her a synopsis I got out of Google.
That's all you need.
I didn't want to watch Terminator 1. It's a little slow, and like I feel like 2 is really where it's at. So
Yeah, Terminator 2 was
here's her review.
okay.
Terminator 2. Then she says he made me read a synopsis of 1 and said that 1 was too slow. I'd get bored, and 2 was way better. Kelly gives it a 9.5 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10.
10.
I know now where a lot of Arnold quotes came from. Classic action film. Maybe in the current day and times, not the best movie to watch when AI is taking over the world. But hey, here's to hoping that 2029 isn't what the movie showed. But like Sarah says in the end, if a machine can learn the value of human life, maybe we can too. And once again, with the current state of our world, maybe all that, and then just talks about how hopefully we don't end up like Terminator 2.
Is that the year 2029 in Terminator 2?
Yep, that's the year.
No shit.
2029. Well, 2029 is in the beginning when the robots are like crushing the things in the beginning. That's when it takes place. Supposedly the bombs dropped in that movie, in that universe. It was 1990. So it was like August 25th, 1997.
Oh, wow.
Is when the missiles hit and like the whole nuclear holocaust happened. So we're kind of in the clear on that.
Yeah, well, that's good.
But
the Mayans were wrong and Terminator was wrong. Thank God for those two so far. Jeez. Two of them down. There we go. Now we got to worry about that asteroid in 7 years.
Right.
It's moved up to a 3% chance of hitting. Now, if you think about that, though, I heard someone break it down like this. A 3% chance. Or how did they word it? I think it was they put 100 guns on a table. 3 of them are loaded. Are you going to pick one up and put it to your head? It makes you, yeah. And supposedly this is an asteroid the size of a football field. So interesting stuff. Yeah, we'll have to get our NASA facts better for next week. I just recently heard about that one. So, yeah, I haven't been watching too much. I've been doing some gaming. I've been hanging out with some dogs that I'm taking care of. And, FCC kicked off last night.
How's that?
Was exciting. Well, it was their first match of the season. First match with a new look team. And they came out and won 4-1 in Honduras. Amazing.
Ooh, in Honduras.
Yeah. They're playing in the Champions League, which is best teams from different leagues in this part of the world the previous year, basically, to break it down. So there'll be some teams from Honduras. Last year we took on a team from Jamaica. The next round, somebody will take on Tigres, who is from Mexico. And, we took on Matagua was their name. And you do you do 2 legs. So we played 1 leg at their stadium, which we won 4-1. So now we're going to come back here with a 4-1 advantage and play them here next Wednesday. So hopefully they don't beat us 5-1, or we got this thing in the bag. And yeah, that's kind of how that goes.
So starting in February, season ends in November, September,
November, December,
November.
November, December, depending on how far you get.
Good Lord, God, soccer's a long ass season.
It's a long season. So like that we Wednesday we started our Champions League games. That was on Wednesday night. This Saturday we start our actual season game.
Yeah.
And so that's a different competition. That's actual the MLS season. So we're taking on the New York Red Bulls Saturday night. We're going to be in the cold. We're going to be yelling. We're going to be screaming. It's going to be a fun day.
Have fun.
It will be a good time. I'll see if I can't get some good video or anything like that that we could get. Sorry, I was pulling up a story here.
Let's say you told me about a story that you had to tell me about.
No, it was just I just completely got a reminder on my phone that it came up, and it's so funny. Here we go. Are you ready?
I am.
A mystery pooper is tormenting Broadway.
I said I was ready, and I was wrong. Wasn't ready. Hold on.
This stealthy stink bomber has struck during.
This is already to the writer.
This is a well-written article. Ruthie Darling from New York Post. Fantastic. I mean, I've got one from the New York Post. Here's one from Jezebel.com. If you're the phantom pooper of Broadway, I just want to talk. Anonymous pooper leaves feces in studio during Magic Mike auditions.
Somebody's going around to all these auditions and shitting in the room?
Specifically Magic Mike auditions.
What?
Twice.
So not like different ones. Not like, oh, I'm shitting in the room for Pippin today. Or, no. Oh, look, they're running Shakespeare on the Park, so let me go get in line. So
Actress Eunice Bay of the first incident, there was a lot of disbelief. She saw a rep slip on something on the floor. She stopped and said, "Oh, I stepped in shit." We all laughed, thinking she was meaning a general mess, but then we began to smell it. The first theory was that someone carried it off the street in their shoes, but there was no way that was plausible given that it looked like, well, a fresh pile, unquote.
A fresh pile. A fresh pile. First off, some suspect that the somebody brought the shit in on their shoes.
Some people suspect that the pooper wanted to dump on the actors. Pooper wanted to dump on the Actors Equity Association. This is after the union aggressively promoted the Ask If It's Equity campaign, which urged ticket buyers to find out if the show they wanted to see was a union production. The Magic Mike audition was an open call, meaning both union and non-union actors were allowed to try out. 2 days after the first deuce was dropped, another one happened again. There's a...
So the unions are going in there and shitting in the Magic Mike auditions. We'll teach you, motherfucker. We'll show you.
Yep. The first incident took place at Pearl Studios. Took place at Pearl Studios on February 26th. The second incident occurred at the nearby Ripley Greer Studio on March 6th. Both studios were hosting auditions for the musical Magic Mike.
How are you shitting in a room without anybody during an audition where nobody notices? In an audition, they're like looking at you, looking right at you.
Well, I mean, they might be auditioning out on stage, and then back in the dressing room area and the preparation area is where the doo-doo happens.
Where the doo-doo got did.
Where the doo-doo gets done.
Where the doo-doo gets done. So somebody's just deciding. Well, not deciding, because it sounds like, once again, that it sounds like it's perfectly feasible to say that it's in retaliation of the non-union workers being brought in and given the chance to audition. So they know the motive, but like
they know the weapon.
They know the weapon. They know the motive. I think
that's a big part of it right there.
I think that we have we have the proof.
Yeah,
come on. It's just a matter of the fact of like
now they just need to find the butt that belongs with it.
How big is the cabal though? Is it like? I mean, do you think they've got like 5 poopers?
Is it a group? Is
a poop group?
A poop group?
Who's the poop group?
The poop troop?
That's the title.
The poop troop.
The poop troop. So yeah, I wonder how many poop do you just like, and also who, because there was a room. They were in some room, and somebody was like, I know what to do. They're like, what do we do about these people? How do we show them? How do we do? I know. I have an idea. Who is that? Like one actor union actor was like, got an idea.
The
go
guy
shit in the room.
The guy who had Indian for lunch.
He's just like, you know what? I gotta take a shit. Watch this. Bob.
Does anybody have any ideas? And yeah, he had to go.
They heard about how like it got in the news the first time, and they're like, well, this is the thing now. This has to be our calling card, our stinky brown calling card.
Our stinky brown calling card.
USA scored another. USA 2, Canada 1, baby.
Nice.
Let's go.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Now, are you caught up on Masked Singer? Are we allowed to talk about that?
I just watched this week's episode yesterday. I have to say, the Shrek name? Shrek name?
Yeah.
The show never disappoints. It's always fun.
It's fun.
Every once in a while, there's those characters where they get revealed, and I don't know who the person is. Usually, it's the YouTubers and some of the TikTok people.
I'm 2 for 2 this season. Singers. It feels really good. It feels good. I knew who Cedric the Entertainer was, and I knew who Oscar. Yeah, I'm like, hey, 2 for 2. I know people.
There's the coral is interesting, but also the ant. The ant,
very good.
I agree that I think the ant might be Kesha.
The ant's story makes me want to lean toward Kesha. I mean, it's the most blatant, well, not blatant, but like saying like specifically being like forced to like, yeah. That it would be awesome if it is.
Yeah.
I wanted to see her for a few seasons. I remember them guess Kesha. I also heard them guess Lindsay Lohan for her as well. So
which could be in a world happen. I feel they guess Lindsay Lohan once a season.
As someone who likes cameras. And just in general, how cool is the paparazzi camera guys?
It's neat.
I like that outfit. I like that outfit. It's pretty cool.
I like that outfit. They always do a good job. And they always do a good job of
you got to keep coming up with this, and it's how do you
like Fuzzy Peas was a little bit of a stretch.
Right.
I was like, why are they Fuzzy Peas? I don't understand that. Is that a reference? Is that a joke?
Do you have some Fuzzy Peas? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about like Fuzzy Peas,
as opposed to.
Shaven
peas, smooth peas.
World peace.
Meta world peace.
Meta world's peace. What a name!
That was
a name. Who was that? That was
Ron Artest.
Ron Artest became Meta world peace. What's in the name?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're doing good, bud.
I appreciate it. I'm sitting here having my non-alcoholic beer. Doing this show.
Yep. You want to finish these 2 beers out? And
you still got to do a shot. You can do a shot.
Well, that's the problem. I need to let you know. I did not go get shots. I forgot. Well, then
we're just going to finish these beers and wrap her up.
I'm going to slam this shot, slam this beer. Next week I'll have an actual shot.
Next week I could probably.
Next week you'll be back in the game, and maybe we'll have to play a game of something. I don't know what. Yes. We actually played a game recently. We played WWE.
I have a lot of complaints about video games. I feel like all the time, and that was one of those games.
Complaints, and why
are there so many mini games?
I don't feel like you give things a fair chance for what they are.
Why do they have to add things? I don't need mini games in my game.
In a WWE match, you are very likely to see a trading of blows. So how do you incorporate that into a match if that's what you see? And you make it a way that you can activate it if you want. And I
don't like those mini games.
If you would have completed the mini game like a champ, we would have led into a hockey fight where we're just like just punching. Yeah. They're actually adding the chain wrestling back in, which is a mini game. And then you can do the. Never mind. What else did we play? We played Helldivers. We are not
terrible,
good at saving the universe.
Worst players ever. I felt so bad at that game. Somebody else joined us in that game.
I was embarrassed.
They joined us.
I felt bad.
I was like,
I wanted
no, someone else is gonna watch how bad we are.
I wanted to send an apology to that guy, but I didn't know how or care.
Brendon just sending somebody a PlayStation gift card.
Yeah, I'm sorry for what we did to you.
My bad. Buy some stuff.
Oh man, I'm just saying, like the mistake was, how long do you think we've been off that game? A year?
Probably
a year. And we left the difficulty wherever it was.
Wherever it was when we played last.
When we played last, which we were professionals. We are no longer professionals at saving the universe. No, that mission failed miserably. I mean, we got part of the mission done, but then we died.
Right.
And then to die and
cheers.
To not die and congrats on the surgery.
Thank you. All right, 2 non-alcoholic beers.
Nice.
Woo, people. This has been 2 dudes wearing hats.
Thanks for watching.
I'm back. We're back. We're fine. I'm alive. We're here. We're out. I'm Mike.
I'm Brendon.
Gotta hit the thing. Hold on. Gotta hit the It never gets old.
I really love the song.
I'll say
it'd be a great alarm, like alarm
for
clock.
9 years.
It could be an alarm clock song.
We're gonna start selling alarm clocks.